Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're continuing our journey and taking a look at another Planet of the Apes film as we take a look at Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new video. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we're covering Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This movie was released on June 26, 2014. It was directed by Matt Reeves. The screenplay was written by Mark Bombeck, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. The production companies were 20th Century Fox, Sherman Entertainment, TEG Entertainment, and Ingenious Media, and it was distributed by 20th Century Fox. The budget for this movie was $235 million, and it did a box office return of $710.6 million. But let's take a look at the backstory. So after Rise of the Planet of the Apes, director Rupert Wyatt was confirming that there would be sequels to his film. He confirmed that it was being planned, and screenwriter Rick Jaffa also confirmed that the film, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, would lead to several sequels. He would later confirm, Rick Jaffa would later confirm that the next film would take place 8 years after Rise of Planet of the Apes. In November of 2011, Andy Serkis confirmed that he had been hired to reprise his role as Caesar, and on May 31st, 2012, Fox would actually confirm the title of the next film being called Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. On October 1st, 2012, it was confirmed that Wyatt would be replaced because he had concerns over having enough time before the release date. Matt Reeves would be named as his replacement. Filming began in April of 2013, and filming took place between Campbell River, BC, Vancouver Island, and New Orleans. The film score would be composed by Michael Giacchino, with a soundtrack being released by Sony Records on July 8, 2014. Now let's take a look at the cast. So we have Andy Serkis obviously reprising his role of Caesar, Toby Kebbell, who is Koba, Judy Greer, who is Cornelia, Nick Thurston is Blue Eyes, Terry Notary as Rocket, Jason Clarke as Malcolm, Gary Oldman as Dreyfus, Kerri Russel as Ellie, and Cody Smith-McPhee as Alexander. In terms of the plot, a growing nation of genetically evolved apes led by Caesar is threatened by a band of human survivors of the devastating virus unleashed a decade earlier. They reach a fragile peace, but it proves short-lived as both sides are brought to the brink of war, and this is a war that'll determine who will emerge as Earth's dominant species. So this movie had an interesting marketing campaign. In July of 2013, a viral campaign was launched to promote the movie. It included a simian flu website with a mock PSA videos that were recorded. Fox, in partnership with Vice Media, would release videos covering the 10-year gap after Rise of the Planet of the Apes. In addition, a novel titled Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Firestorm, was released, and this was set between the two films to kind of give a backstory. Nedimic Creations also updated their mobile game, Plague Inc., to include a Dawn of the Planet of the Apes theme that allowed players to customize and create their own simian flu. Would I recommend this movie? So I like this as a follow-up to the Rise of the Planet of the Apes film, and I like how they took not an easy path to create a story. There isn't a main villain. Like, they don't make the apes the villains, or neither are the humans are the villains. There is kind of both wrongdoings on both sides. I like how all the apes use sign language, as it creates a lot of emotional scenes without the use of dialogue, and it relies heavily on score. Definitely some emotional scenes between Caesar and his son. And I definitely like how, it creates a kind of a tension with not an easy solution to the final ending, or to the ending. And I like how as well that it leads to a third movie, and you kind of not know where it's going to go. So definitely recommend this movie as a follow-up. I think these ones are starting to get better with these Planet of the Apes films, and they're becoming more like epic chapters in a greater story. So yeah, definitely recommend this one. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If I would love for anyone to leave a comment below on what they think of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And as we look forward to our next video, we are going to take a look back at a modern remake as we take a look at West Side Story. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.